At the most.
Stephanie White has chosen Kelsey Mitchell over Caitlin Clark, and that's just flat out the truth. Stephanie White wants to run this offense through Kelsey Mitchell, and she says it herself right here. She wants Kelsey Mitchell to keep firing.
Caitlin Clark fans, you might want to brace yourselves, because Stephanie White just sent a loud message. This isn't Caitlin's team. It's the Kelsey Mitchell show right now, and she's running it like she owns the spotlight. Forget the draft day hype. Forget the media frenzy. Clark's suddenly playing the supporting role while Mitchell is out here taking over possessions like she's the main character in a playoff thriller. Is this elite coaching strategy or a full-blown power shift? Either way, the Fever storyline just turned must-watch drama.
Well, this is not great. You remember in the offseason, Kelsey Mitchell was a free agent. And for a long period of time, I got the sense that she actually came kind of close to not coming back to the Indiana Fever. And I'm going to tell you why. When I watch her play, there's plenty of times I'm like, she thinks she is the superstar on this team.
Stephanie White just pulled the most Indiana move imaginable. She flipped the script and turned the Indiana Fever from Caitlin Clark's coronation tour into the Kelsey Mitchell showcase, complete with plot twists, side eyes, and a fan base trying to read between every post-game quote. Oh, you thought the franchise was building around the rookie with the billion-dollar buzz and MVP chants echoing in every arena? That's adorable. Instead, the spotlight feels rerouted. The offense looks recalibrated. And the narrative? Completely rewritten. Now the Fever aren't just playing basketball, they're juggling egos, expectations, and a marketing opportunity so massive it practically glows in the dark. Is it bold strategy? Locker room politics? Or a high-risk gamble disguised as team basketball? Either way, Indiana isn't just competing for wins anymore. They're competing with their own storyline.
One of the first people to tell you guys, man, I knew something like this was going to happen. I spoke about this last week, man, when I told y'all Caitlin Clark relationship with these players when that video came out and they really didn't acknowledge her. Now, I'm not saying this is Kelsey Mitchell's fault, but y'all know the old saying John the Liquidator says is looking real spooky.
Let's be real. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's an event. A ratings spike. A jersey-selling, arena-packing, camera-flashing phenomenon. When she steps on the floor, the entire energy of the building shifts. And yet lately, it feels like she's parked in the corner while the offense runs elsewhere. Stephanie White keeps steering possessions toward Kelsey Mitchell like it's a throwback to a different era, daring everyone to question the blueprint. Fans aren't confused about talent, they're confused about direction. Is this about balance? Veteran trust? Long-term chemistry? Or is it a high-stakes tug-of-war over who controls the spotlight? Because from the outside, it doesn't look subtle. It looks strategic. And when a player who moves the needle this dramatically isn't at the center of the action, people are going to talk. Maybe it's pure basketball logic. Maybe it's long-game coaching. But one thing's certain. When you bench the buzz and mute the momentum, the narrative writes itself.
2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year. Okay.
Clark could drop 40 on one leg, blindfolded, and you just know the post-game quote would still be about staying within the system. Meanwhile, Mitchell launches a heat-check three with 17 seconds left on the shot clock, and the sideline reaction looks like a standing ovation at a science fair. That's why fans feel the tension. It's not really about one shot or one player, it's about messaging. When one star gets the team concept speech and the other gets the green light glow, people notice. Is it trust in a veteran? Is it an effort to balance touches? Or is it a subtle power play wrapped in coach speak? Whatever the reason, the optics are loud. And in today's league, optics travel faster than box scores.
Clark is one of the most powerful women in the world. Folks, Forbes came out with an article, Editor's Pick, in which they named Caitlin Clark one of 100 women, not one on the list, one of 100, so one of many, one of 100 of the most powerful women in the world, the first time.
Look, nobody's denying Kelsey Mitchell can flat out score. She's a walking bucket, instant offense, microwave range. When she gets hot, the scoreboard moves in a hurry. But fans aren't debating talent, they're debating trajectory. You don't shape the next era of a franchise on shot attempts alone. You build it on vision, gravity, playmaking, and the kind of presence that shifts an entire league's attention. Clark represents that future. The record-breaking potential. The sold-out arenas. The defensive schemes warped around her before tip-off. She doesn't just score, she bends the game. Mitchell can win you quarters. Clark can redefine seasons. And when the player who clearly embodies the long-term evolution of the franchise feels underutilized, the conversation gets loud. Not because Mitchell isn't good, but because Clark isn't ordinary. This isn't about brunch vibes versus buckets. It's about whether you're managing a moment or building a movement.
Score. But her assist and rebounding is not where I want to see, quote unquote, somebody that's supposed to be the best player on the team. I bet in their eyes, that's not okay. It's not where it needs to be.
And now there's this hero ball label floating around Clark, which feels ironic considering deep threes are literally part of her DNA as a player. That range isn't a surprise. It's the brand. It's the gravity. It's the reason arenas fill up early just to watch warm-ups. When she pulls from the logo, it's suddenly a conversation about shot selection. When Mitchell does it, it's confidence, experience, instinct. That contrast is what fuels the noise. Fair or not, perception matters, and right now the perception feels uneven. But here's the bigger layer. Every great scorer walks a thin line between freedom and structure. Coaches talk system. Stars push boundaries. That tension isn't new. It's basketball history repeating itself. The difference now is that the spotlight is brighter than ever. Every quote gets dissected. Every rotation becomes a think piece. And when a rookie arrives with this much momentum, it naturally disrupts the pecking order. Veterans want respect. Coaches want control. Front offices want stability. Meanwhile, the fanbase wants fireworks. That's not sabotage. That's a franchise navigating a power shift in real time. Is it messy? Absolutely. Is it personal? Probably less than it feels. Is it high stakes? Without question. Because this isn't just about logo threes or locker room vibes. It's about identity. Are the Fever protecting hierarchy or accelerating into a new era? One thing's certain. When a player changes the temperature of an entire league, growing pains are inevitable. The question isn't whether Indiana deserves Clark. The real question is whether they're ready for what building around her actually requires.
Kelsey Mitchell was a free agent. And for a long period of time, I got the sense that she actually came kind of close to not coming back to the Indiana Fever. And I'm going to tell you why. When I watch her play, there's plenty of times I'm like, she thinks she is the superstar on this team. All right?
She showed up and literally breathed life into this franchise. Before Clark, what was the Indiana Fever even known for? A few humid nights in the Midwest and sleepy box scores. Now, they're packing arenas, drawing national attention, and making highlight reels that put the WNBA front and center. And instead of embracing that, the team seems intent on gaslighting its own golden goose. The math doesn't add up. The logic has gone warp speed. Remember, Clark didn't have to be here. She could have chased a bigger overseas payday or joined a team that would actually build around her. Instead, she showed up, smiled through the chaos, and kept producing, getting treated like a piñata on the court while defenders use her as a human traffic cone. And here's the kicker. She's still outperforming everyone. Dropping dimes, spacing the floor, making defenders look like lost Sims, all while under constant double teams. Yet somehow, the offense continues to funnel through Mitchell like it's etched in stone. What? Because Stephanie White appears determined to turn coaching into a mix of vibes, favoritism, and eyebrow-raising spectacle, at the expense of the player who's literally carrying the league's attention. If this isn't a masterclass in mismanagement disguised as system basketball, I don't know what is.
Two things are clear. If Caitlin Clark plays in the All-Star game, it will set records. But now, because of her popularity, even if she doesn't, it will break records and be the second highest ever.
Now, let's call it what it is. This isn't development. This is career sabotage, and it's got a Nike swoosh stamped on it. The Fever aren't just failing to maximize Clark, they're actively minimizing her. Every possession not designed for her is wasted. Every minute she sits so Mitchell can launch another deep brick is a slap in the face to anyone who thought we were witnessing the dawn of a new WNBA era. And that new guard addition? Yeah, coincidentally, she plays Clark's position. Sure, if you want to believe in Santa Claus and perfectly fair officiating. But reality check. This is a clear attempt to shrink Clark's minutes, bury her under a depth chart full of coaching favorites, and make her feel disposable. It's getting so petty we wouldn't be shocked if White banned ponytails just to throw Clark off her game. This isn't college. This is the league. Clark didn't just arrive, she arrived as a bona fide superstar. Yet the Fever cling to rotations that feel like they were dictated by a magic 8-ball. If Clark walks, it won't be because she can't compete. It'll be because Indiana mistook its most valuable asset for a threat instead of the cornerstone. Let her leave. Let her thrive somewhere that actually elevates her, not sidelines her. Because when she does, the Fever will be stuck running ISO plays for Mitchell while Clark turns another city into the epicenter of women's basketball. And then Fever fans will finally realize what they traded away. A dynasty, for a game of whose turn is it to check a shot this quarter.